I'm pretty sure I've got lots to update you on in terms of the house, but we're just going to go off to Habitat in Woking because they've got the sofa bed that we're interested in, but we wanted to try it because you can't really tell online whether something's comfy or not. So we're going to go and do the squish test and see how we feel about it. And we also bought this sideboard from an antique shop yesterday for £110, and obviously this is a mid-century sideboard, so that is a bargain, but I'll show you that properly once I charge this, because I've seen it's flashing at me already. No, in quite a few days, even maybe a week since I've caught up with you on all the legal admin side of all this home buying stuff. So we actually got the results of our survey very quickly, actually next day, the day after we actually had the survey. Now, just in case this is useful information to you, I opted for the home buyers survey and evaluation. There's different types of surveys you can get. So I wanted evaluation one so I could see if they agreed that I paid, you know, a fair price for the property I bought, because that will help me, you know, guess whether in the future well, you just want to know that you're not going to make a loss on a house when you sell it in the future. Obviously, we don't know what will happen with Brexit or what will happen with housing prices and that sort of thing, but you don't want to find out that you've paid a lot more than you should for a property. So I did it for that reason, but also so I know how much to insure it for, because also if you do this, it tells you how much it would cost if you were going to have to kind of reinstate the property and have it all rebuilt. So that's quite useful information to have. So they send you it electronically, and then in the post they send you the full survey in this sort of file form too. So it's a number of pages. So on the front you have a picture of your property, the address and the date of the inspection. There's a bit of information. So introduction to the report. So the home buyer survey and valuation is produced by a RICS surveyor who has written this report for you to use. If you decide not to act on the advice in this report, you do this at your own risk. So basically if they say, you know, this wall is going to fall apart in the next year and you don't do anything about it, you only have yourself to blame. It aims to help you to make a reasoned and informed decision on whether to go ahead with buying the property, take account of any repairs or replacements the property needs, and consider what further advice you should take before committing to the purchase of the property. So at this point, I haven't signed anything that legally binds me to complete the transaction and actually buy the property. So you do all these things before you're kind of locked in. So within it, there's a key. So you either get a number 3 in a red, an orange number 2, a green number 1, or an NI. So the angry 3 in the red are defects that are serious and or need to be repaired, replaced, or investigated urgently. 2 in the orange are defects that need repairing or replacing but are not considered to be either serious or urgent. The property must be maintained in the normal way. And 1, no repair is currently needed. This property must be maintained in the normal way. And NI, not inspected. So I looked through, and the first thing was a big red 3. So obviously I panicked quite a lot at that, and that was referring to the chimney stacks and walls and partitions, fireplace, chimney breasts and flues, woodwork, electricity, gas, oil, heating. So obviously that's quite alarming, because that's quite a large part of what we're moving into. But I gave it all a thorough read through, and there were things that were urgent, but they're not big enough things that would make me not want to purchase the property. And like I've said to you a few times, luckily my sister-in-law is an architect, so I just sent her it, and she agreed with me that, you know, the surveyor was just doing his job, and sometimes they point out things just so you know that you've, I don't know, it was worth paying them to do a survey. Because can you imagine if you paid the money, which is quite a few £100s, to do a survey, and they came back and said, oh, everything's hunky-dory, it's fine. You'd be like, well, that wasn't a good investment, and you might not do it in the future. So they want to kind of prove that it was a worthwhile service, to pay money for. So they might be a little bit more nitpicky than they have to be, but obviously it's always good to know these things. And the things that were flagged up in red in terms of gas and electricity weren't that there were any issues, but there were no stickers or certificates to prove that they were okay. And obviously, because I've booked in an electrician to come and a plumber to come to check it all over, that's not something I need to worry about, because I'll know for sure what the deal is with them soon. Anyway, she said all the things they flagged up really isn't surprising for a property of that age. You know, there's some superficial stuff, and she said also, even though they've highlighted that there's some damp in the property, quite often if you do a test for damp in the winter you will get a high reading, and then you might do it a few months later in the summer and it will be low again. So it doesn't necessarily mean you've got something to worry about. So if there's no visible clues of damp, you're probably okay. But yeah, I would thoroughly recommend everyone does a proper survey though, and does, you know, look into all the things that are pointed out, but also not to panic, because sometimes things aren't as bad as they sound. So what I'm saying is, despite there being a few things that mean I have to do a few more emails, it's not too bad results wise, because there is some money that needs to be paid on the chimney stack. What I've had to do is speak to my solicitor and get her to speak to the current seller solicitors, who will then speak to all the tenants of the block about whether they'd be happy to divide the cost of whatever the quote is for that work before we move in, because it doesn't feel right that we should have to pay for the new chimney work when we haven't lived there yet. So hopefully they'll all be happy to do that, and that can get sorted before we move in. But yeah, there's a lot of toing and froing about that. And we found out the dishwasher that's in the kitchen doesn't work, so that's another cost we got to factor in as well. But anyway, nothing too scary or drastic there. Good morning. It's a lovely blue sky day. Can you see that? Oh. Sorry, I've probably given you some travel sickness there. Travel sickness? Motion sickness. So today we are dog sitting for the whole day and even overnight. So we're off to Rosie's real home today for a Saturday of cuddles and chilling, watching the football, watching some Netflix and stuff like that. I thought it'd be nice to capture a bit of it, because obviously my channel by now, because these videos will be live, will have been kind of monopolised by all the house related stuff. So a lot of chat about solicitors and kind of admin-y stuff, which I imagine isn't the most riveting of content for some of you, and I apologise for that. I guess I'm being a little bit selfish to an extent with that sort of content, because I just really wanted to document it all so I can remember it, because it's a really big moment for me in my life. But I do hope some of the stuff I've talked about will help any of you should you be house hunting, whether it be to rent or buy, because a lot of the things we've talked about are things you've got to keep in mind when you're looking for the right property. So I'm hoping some of you at least will have found it a little bit useful perhaps. But anyway, I'm trying to think if there's anything to update you on. So yesterday, before my camera died, we were going to go to Habitat in Woking, which is within a Sainsbury's, to see a sofa bed that I had seen in the Tottenham Court Road store and thought that looks good, but Si wanted to see it as well before we ordered it, and just to check out the comfort factor of it. But he liked it as well, and he agreed that it was comfortable and he liked the look of it. So hopefully we'll get that for the second bedroom at some point. We just want to try and get it while it's still on this sale, because we need to save money wherever possible. At the moment I'm struggling in terms of, I want to make sure that the paints we use where possible are eco-friendly or plant-based paints. And I've managed to find colours that work for the main bedroom and the second bedroom in the hall and stuff like that, but I'm struggling to find the colour I want for the lounge in an eco-friendly paint, because I want it to kind of be a blue that has a hint of green to it, quite a rich colour, because I want the lounge to be super cosy and almost quite dark to an extent. and a lot of the colours that I found so far are just a little bit too light, and I don't want it to be like a primary blue or anything like that. I really want it to be quite moody and deep and sultry. Anyway, so the hunt continues on that. In terms of the legal processes, we're still sorting out all the lease information, and there's some inconsistencies on the forms that the solicitor has pointed out. So it's quite a lot of faff and fiddly, non-interesting stuff, but it needs to be right before we move on to the next phase, which will be exchanging. So that's like signing contracts, and usually when you reach that phase, it means the sale's going to go through, really. Any time up until now, it could fall through still, which is quite scary. It shouldn't, but you just never know what's going to happen. So yeah, still a little way to go, frustratingly. We have no idea when we're actually going to be able to get the keys, but we just continue. You know, we're just still excited anyway, because we didn't think we'd ever be in this position anyway, so it's all good in the hood. What other news have I for you? So, you know, last time, you will have by now probably seen my health update video. I decided just to chase the MRI results again. And this time they said, oh, the results are in, but we don't want to talk about it over the phone. You have to come in for an appointment, which immediately makes your anxiety go through the roof, because you're like, why have they not sent me a letter? Why can't they tell me over the phone? What do they need to tell me face to face? So I've sorted out an appointment, but they can't get me an appointment now till April, and it's now February, I think it's like February the 8th or something like that today, so that's quite a lot of time, but they've put me on the cancellation list. So I was going to be feeling a little bit sick and nervous till that date arrives now, which is annoying, but anyway, at least the results are in and they haven't got lost anywhere. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else much to report. I will show you that sideboard we got from the antique shop when I get a good moment. It's kind of in a position where you can't see it very well, but what's amazing is we investigated the brand on eBay yesterday, and they're going for, like, the cheapest one was like $5.95, and one of them was going for $1,089, and we obviously got it for $110, so feeling quite chuffed about that one. And part of me thinks maybe I should just sell it so I can have the money, but no, no, it's a nice sideboard. We'll get a lot of joy out of it. It'll be very useful in the flat, so we'll keep it for now. But it's good to know that if we get in any financial what's the word, financial difficulty, we could always sell the sideboard.
Hello,
Hello guys. Hi. Oh, do we need to go the back? Try the front way.
Can't remember, is it this one?
We're going mad.
This one?
Mark off. Oh guys!
Hello! Hello!
Oh my god! Hi buddy! Hi darling! Hi darling! Are you excited? Are you excited? Hello! Oh my god! Hi! 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 Hi darling! Oh my god! I need to concentrate on the cuddles. So I've just gone to the local shop to get some snacks. It's amazing, isn't it, how you can, you know, I pack some snacks and stuff like that. He packs nothing. Yet I get in trouble for not packing the right snacks or enough snacks. I'm like, you wouldn't have any snacks if I hadn't done that. I'm the one that's always more prepared than you, yet I get in trouble. Very annoying, but it's one of those things. When you're in a relationship, there's arguments that reoccur and reoccur, and you have to Oh, Ziggy, don't be sad. He'll be back soon. You have to decide which ones are worth, you know, standing your ground on ones which you just let go and go, fine, that's fine, and it's just not worth the energy sometimes. I'd love to know, what's your little niggle you have with your partner, or you've had with a partner, that it's never a big deal, it's not a big thing, but it just always happens and it's always really annoying. Be interested to know. Like my mum always says, because, you know, I think everyone's got their little quirks, which maybe when you first get together you find amusing and you find fun, but after a few years they are the things that grate on you, but like I said, you let go. And my mum's always saying, I know, but they're never gonna change, so don't bother like arguing, so just leave it. And so I'm kind of trying to do that a bit more now. I need all the energy I can get after. Oh, Ziggy. So Ziggy, whenever Si goes to the toilet or leaves, he gets separation anxiety, and he starts making little sad cry noises, which is really sad. He'll be back soon. He's just getting the essential snacks. I'm also wearing this dressing gown, and Si says it smells revolting, but I think it smells amazing. I think it's because it smells like me. And you know how you love your own kind of probably slightly gross smells, because they're kind of comforting. I kind of treat this in the same way a lot of kids treat their, you know, when they have those comfort rags or those teddies that they bring everywhere, and it's like, it just makes them feel soothed and comforted, and even if it's like really dirty and covered in germs and poo and crumbs and all sorts, they love it. I think this is that for me. And Mum got me a new dressing gown for Christmas, and I keep not wearing it because it doesn't smell right. I want to smell this dirty, gross one that I've had for years. Oh, it's so good. Ziggy, you want to say hello to YouTube, or are you not bothered? Look how jealous Rosie is. Look, when I'm with Ziggy. Oh, look. She hates it. Oh, I'm still love you, Rosie, don't worry. Oh, yeah, I think I did quite well on the snacks. So I've got these candy kittens, and these are the gourmet sweets, but Jamie from Made in Chelsea makes, and these are sour watermelon. I've got wild strawberry, and I've got original Pringles. I think that's pretty good on the snack front. Love, so I guess they'll never. That's a tough no. It started too low. How a young heart truly feels. And wow. Way to ruin the song, Rosie. Get your bits out.
Get your bits out.
I call that the tulip. Look at that belly. Ooh. Hello. Oh, his is a little chilly.
Chilly.
It's like a pink chilli.
It's got the shape, isn't it?
Yeah, it's horrible. Doesn't look like a lipstick at all. Lipstick's too nice.
You've got to be careful when you rub Ziggy's belly. You might rub something else. Whereas it's alright with Rosie.
He looks like such an old gentleman.
He does, doesn't he?
Oh.
Absolutely.
You look like an old hussy, you do. Look at you.
And they call it puppy
love.
Oh,
Oh my god, Rosie, you are so needy. It is unreal.
Two needy dogs. Look at me. He won't leave me alone. Look.
Oh, we're saying we hate it, but we actually love it. I love it.
Leave me alone, will you, Ziggy Box?
Oh, pop it. Right in my crotch. You don't want to be there. Oh dear.
He loves putting a paw on you, little Ziggy.
Yeah, that's like, you are mine. I own you from this point forward. I have a contract. Oh, I love them so much.
It's just so affectionate.
Okay, I want to vote, guys. Which dog do you prefer? Do you prefer little Ziggy here, or Little Rosie down here. She really sold herself there. She gave the eyes. Perfect timing. Tell me in the comments who, Rosie or Zig?
Oh, look at her. Give me love. Oh, yes.
So we've ordered a takeaway as a thank you for doing the dog sitting. The owners have left us some money for an Indian, which is very kind of them. So very excited to eat.
Music off, please. God.
Sorry, I'm filming and I've captured you rinsing me again. Literally, all I do is get ridiculed every day.
Work Alexa. You have to say the name
sorry.
first.
I've even got an Alexa.
What did he say?
I said, can you turn the music off, please?
So polite.
I'm sorry I didn't address her name.
So polite, it didn't even work.
So you have to say Alexa and then your request, yeah?
Yeah, Alexa, turn the music
It's quite
off.
simple, really, isn't it? In it.
Oh, stop humping my leg, Rosie. It's such a horn dog. Jesus Christ.
She literally gets more action than me. So we've ordered some sagaloo. We've got some masala sauce that Sai has chosen a very good time to take away. And then some vegetable dansak, which is my current go-to. What's the veg jalfrezi, is it?
So, you know what?
Is it veg jalfrezi?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's Sunday and did not have the best night's sleep of all time. I ended up having to sleep in the lounge because this one decided to get super jealous and start really antagonising Ziggy and just being very aggressive, didn't you? Didn't you? What have you got to say to YouTube? Are you sorry? Are you sorry? She definitely knows she's been naughty because she looks so different today. Like her facial expression is very sheepish and very depressed actually. She looks quite depressed because she knows she's disappointed her surrogate mummy. So yeah. Anyway, so we're going to head home soon and leave them to it and just hope that Rosie can get on with Ziggy just for a little bit till the owners come home. You going to be a good girl, Rosie?
She don't care.
Good girl?
She don't care.
You're going to be good. Be naughty, but I still love you. Home now, and I am absolutely poop-drama. I feel about 105. Anyway, I got it in my head that I really wanted a roast, so we're cooking a roast downstairs now. We were thinking of going to a pub actually to have a roast where we were doing the dog sitting, but I called around some places about, you know, whether they did vegan or veggie roasts, and it was they're either fully booked or it was one of them said we don't do a veggie roast, but you're welcome to have the roast without the meat, and you can bring your own gravy if you want. I was like, thank you, but I'm all right. But yeah, it's a bit bad that in this day and age that there's not like one, all they need to do is do a nut roast or something. It's not that difficult actually. Anyway, vegan rant over. What have I become? I'm such a millennial. So yeah, I'm going to say goodbye now, switch off from this vlog because I really want to enjoy my roast. I might insert a picture of the roast so you can enjoy and imagine the smells and aromas and textures. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I'll be back in a vlog soon. I predict the next vlog will probably be more house-based again, so I hope you've enjoyed this little break from house chat, but it will reconvene very soon. Oh, very lightheaded, I need to sit down. Goodbye, lots of love. Ooh.